Hi, everyone. This is Steve Bellows from H3HR Advisors and the HR Happy Hour Media Network. I am so excited to be at South by Southwest today. I'm joined by Nickle LaMoreaux from IBM. Nickle, how are you?
Wonderful. Great to be here today.
It's fantastic to be at this event. First off, wow, what an event. I mean, technology, industry, innovation. What's your take on South by Southwest so far?
We were talking about this before. I think a lot of people know South by Southwest for music and film, but the AI, the innovation, the tech, the business tracks here are pretty impressive.
It is pretty amazing. And AI is what we want to talk about today. You'll be focusing on that in your session coming up. And boy, that's all anyone's talking about. And I know at IBM, both externally what you're developing, but internally how you're using AI's transformation. I'd love for you to talk a little bit about your point of view on AI and AI agents.
Absolutely. We call our story in IBM Client Zero.
Okay.
Because all of the tech that we're using externally with clients, we use internally first. And we really test in our procurement, finance, HR processes to make sure that it's enterprise grade. I think the big shift that's happening this year is that shift from just pure traditional AI into the agent world. And that's what I'm pretty excited about this year.
Yeah, if you could sort of sum up just quickly, right?
Yeah.
The difference really, like we know ChatGPT, for example, everyone's used it. I punched up a recipe the other day on 4 ingredients I had in my cupboard. But what's the difference between sort of AI 1.0, if you will, and what's happening with agents?
Absolutely. So if you think about AI 1.0, you think of assistance. You think of you ask a question, you get an answer, or you provide a prompt like schedule a meeting and it will do the task for you. The difference with agents is that they'll do a series of meaningful tasks with the right permissions. And when there are forks in the road, it tells you what to do next.
Okay.
So as an example, in your example, an assistant would give you a great recipe.
Sure.
An agent would know that based on your most recent shopping list, you're out of one of those things and recommend an alternative ingredient. That's how you think about this difference between assistants and agents.
Yeah, that's a great example. So you talked about using the technology at Client Zero, right, at IBM internally. Maybe give us an example, if you could, about how one of these agents is helping transform HR and service delivery of HR.
Absolutely. So a good example, again, getting very specific to agents, is many companies have been experimenting with assistants. Q&A, chatbots for HR policy topics, if you will.
Sure.
But think about this idea of an agent. So in the old world, if an employee was a marketing professional, and they wanted to know what the right career plan or skills plan was for them, they would type that into the AI assistant, and it would give them a pre-curated answer. Not very personalized, but fit for purpose. What an agent will now do is ask you some follow-up questions.
Okay.
We'll ask you, are you interested in moving? Are you willing to be a people manager? Are you willing to take a finance course?
Gotcha.
Based on your answers to those questions, it will then give you a very specific learning roadmap answer that is very personalized to you. So I think of agents as being this hyper-personalization, but also being iterative with you based on the inputs you're giving.
Yeah, I love that example, Nickle. And I guess my follow-up question might be, these agents are getting so powerful, can take on a lot of tasks, quasi-independent thinking maybe. What do you say at an organizational level as a leader, even in HR or outside of HR, to employees to help them navigate through this? Because I got to believe some people think, hey, I'm worried about this technology maybe coming to take my job away. And how do you talk to people about that?
Absolutely. So even in this shift from traditional AI to agents, I also think there has been a shift in how people think these agents are going to impact the workforce. In the beginning, I do think people were worried about replacement, substitution. Will AI do what I used to do? I think now, though, we've moved to this augmentation world, this idea where every employee is going to have an agent that works with them, that can help them with their day-to-day tasks. And let's be very specific. Those day-to-day tasks, these agents are taking the rote, the basic, the drudgery of work. so that you're then freed up to do the things that you're really meant to be doing.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you 100%, Nick. And that's what we're seeing, right, with these technologies and replacing the things that are tedious, time consuming, maybe even error prone.
Yeah.
And letting HR professionals and other leaders work on the things that matter.
A good example we have of this is with HR business partners.
Sure.
A very high valued role. But what we were finding when we did tasks analysis and job role analysis were that the average HR business partner spent 65% of their time on really routine transactional questions.
Right.
We've used an agent now to not only provide those answers, but also to help managers and employees with tasks. How to update your address, transfer an employee.
Sure.
That's now all being done through an agent. What are the HR business partners doing instead? They're spending a lot of time around leadership coaching. They're doing the very complex, personalized conversations around low performance or high performance management.
Yeah.
That's what we want people
That high value one-to-one interaction, right? Which is what they would prefer to be doing as well and driving the most value for the organization too. Nickle, this has been super fun. I know you've got to go and deliver your session on AI agents here at South by Southwest, but thanks for joining us. It's so great to see you here today.
Wonderful to see you as well.
All right, thanks very much.